Hey, what's up, bro? Bro, you ain't subscribed yet? Man, look at this guy, man. You ain't right, man. Press the button. Press the button.
Brother here, what's your nationality? What's your nationality? Who do you come from? A nationality is what people you descend from. Well, I would say black, right? Well, I would say black. Black is a color in the crayon box, is it not? Right. Is there a land of black? Is there a language of black? Is there a culture of black? No. Chinese, right? Is there a Chinese language? Yeah. Is there a land for the Chinese? Is there a culture for the Chinese? There's music for the Chinese. Right. So you see the difference, right? We call ourselves blacks. What about African American? Where'd that name come from? African American. It's two different names put together. African American. That's what you fill out when you fill out the application, right? Many of our people we put African American, right? Where did that name come from? Okay. We got that name from Jesse Jackson in the 80s. Prior to African American, we had Africans, we had Negroes, we had colored, we had black. Notice how our names change every few years, right? Every decade our names change. Why is that? Why is that? Read Isaiah 65. A lot of our people don't want to know, but some of our history has been hidden from us. Notice in school, you learn about slavery, don't you? But do they teach you anything prior to that? No. The same people that put the liquor stores in your corner, the same people that put the drugs in your community, are the same people that teach you about your slavery, that teach you about your God, that teach you about your culture. We would have never known anything prior to them teaching it to us, right? That's a problem. The elders in our community should be the ones teaching us who we are, what we should be doing. That's what should be having reached us.
Isaiah chapter 65 verse 15. And ye shall leave your name for a curse.
So God said his people would leave their name for a curse, meaning the name that would be on them. So for instance, what's your last name? Huh? Bundy? Salone? Jackson? So these are the names that we hold. We pass down to our children, right? So God said we would leave our name for a curse. For a curse. So whatever name God gave us, we would no longer hold that name, but hold the name of somebody else. So where did you get your last name from? Your dad. Who your dad get his last name from? His daddy. And who else? Keep going back. Look at the signs. Remember Roots? Remember Roots? The movie Roots? Remember Kunta Kinte? What did they make him call himself? Toby. How did they get him to call himself that? By whipping them. How do you think we got the last names Williams, Johnson, Smith? These names came from the slave masters. That's where they came from. It's the truth. You can look at any history book. We got our names from them. Read it again.
And ye shall leave your name for a curse.
So what did God call your last name? Bundy. What did he call it? Read it again.
And ye shall leave your name for a curse.
Your last name is a curse. That's not the name that God gave you.
That's right.
That's not the name that God gave you. Everything that we have as a nation was given to us.
That's right.
Was force-fed to our people. Go ahead.
Unto my chosen, for the Lord God shall slay thee.
So he said he would make us leave our name for a curse, but it'd be a curse to his chosen. Is there any other nation that had their names taken from them? Did the Chinese man have their last names taken from them? Did the Arab man have his last name taken from him? Did the white man have his last name taken from him? No. What about the Hispanics? Yeah, Sanchez. Those names came from Spaniards.
That's right.
Where's the other? See this sign right here? Same thing happened to them. Same thing happened. Remember 1492? Remember say Columbus sailed the ocean blue? Y'all heard of that? About that? Christopher Columbus? Same thing that happened to us happened to them.
That's right.
So they had their names taken. The Native Americans, they have their names taken. Yeah. Yes. Heard of the Trail of Tears? Remember when Columbus came over here? He didn't only conquer the Native Hispanics, but he conquered the Native Americans too. Remember they said they had to get a savage at it. They cut their hair off and they took all their customs away and put them in boarding schools. Same thing happened to our people. So God is saying that we left our name for a curse, but He said it only happened to His chosen. So what does that make us? It's chosen. It's chosen. For a long time, our people have been called blacks, African Americans, thugs, niggas. We've been called nothing for hundreds of years, huh? All types of derogatory terms for a long time. But God calls us His chosen people.
That's right.
God calls His chosen people.
Right.
If you ever wonder why we live in the hood, why do we live in the ghetto? Why can't the Arab man live in the ghetto?
Right.
Why can't the white man live in the ghetto?
Bring it out.
Huh? Because they put us here.
That's right.
They put us here. Remember, slavery was so-called emancipated in 1856 or 1865. After that, what happened? After we got off the slave ships, what happened? Or after we got our so-called freedom, were we really free? No. Look at Martin Luther King. Look at Malcolm X. They all tried to save our people because we weren't free. Go to Deuteronomy 28. So you have to understand that go to 7 and 6 first. 7 and 6. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6. Read it out. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God.
God says the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are chosen people to Him, are special people to Him. Go ahead.
The Lord thy God has chosen thee.
So there's many nations on this earth. We already named some of them, right? So out of all the people He created, He chose the so-called black man and Hispanic man to be His chosen people. Go ahead.
To be a special people.
To be a special people. Have you ever heard that before? Y'all heard it before? Never heard it before. Many times our people don't hear nothing about being special. It's never a thing. The level of confidence our people have is low. Self-confidence that our people have is low. That's why women dress the way they dress.
Right.
That's why men do the things they do.
Right.
They always want to flash off a belt, a chain, whatever they got. They want to show it off because they don't have no self-esteem.
That's right.
They were conditioned to have no self-esteem.
That's right.
So they take pride in what they have. They take pride in riches. That's why everybody wants to be a basketball player.
Right.
Everybody want to have a nice girl.
Right.
Everybody want to have a nice house.
Right.
Instead of making sure that people are taken care of. Because they bred you to have low self-esteem.
That's right.
Go ahead.
To be a special people unto Himself.
So God created you to be a special people. That's why we try to get our people to stop.
That's right.
And listen. Because our people stay in this lower state because they don't understand that they're God-chosen people.
That's right.
And there's something more for them. It's not just coming out into these fireworks and watching the fireworks.
That's right.
Every single time fireworks happen, what happens? Somebody gets shot.
Right.
Somebody gets stabbed. Somebody gets killed. Something happens because our people are unruly. Because they don't have God's commandments. Because they have low self-esteem. They don't know who they are. Go ahead.
Above all people.
So God created us to be. Did God create us to be equal to everybody?
Nobody. My
Did
bad.
God create us to be equal to everybody? Did God create us to be equal to everybody? He said above all people, right? Do we live like we're above all people? No. No, why not? Because we weren't taught. We weren't taught. We're taught. Exactly. Because, understand, they have, go to Psalms chapter 82, is 82? I want. So understand, remember in the school system, majority of our, not all of them, but a majority of our youth drop out of school. Because they're the first one, they don't have staff. They got the security guards, always something going on that's going to distract the kids. Just like, look at things like TikTok, and look at things like social media. They're there to distract those children. So when they get there, they're worried about getting a girl, getting a boy, whatever it is. That's what they're thinking about.
Right.
And a lot of our people, they don't graduate, they don't make it through school because it's not set up that way. The school system for us is not set up to make us prosperous. It teaches us how to be workers. Majority of our people, we come out, we work at a plant. We learn how to work in plants. We learn how to work in plants. We work at Wendy's, work at McDonald's. You never see us being the chief of, you got chief of police that are our people. You have some people that get good jobs. Majority of our people, exactly. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28. Actually, so hold that.
Yeah.
Let's get this. So listen to this. Yes, that's what I want. Go ahead.
What club was that at?
Admit that a lot of people don't even realize they.
I've called her. She hasn't responded. I've called her more than a few times.
With the Zulu Nation, I'm like, what the hell is this? I know nobody know what I'm talking about. You'll leave me on the island by myself. I don't know what the hell Bishop's talking about. That's what y'all do. Then after class, yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I just don't want to be caught out there. The hell is this? Get on my damn nerves. So read that again, 31.
Psalms 83 verse 2. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult.
So did you know that God had enemies? Who are his enemies? You say fallen angels? Elijah, what do you say? God has enemies. You know that, right? Who are they? It could be anybody, but I'm going to show you something. Go ahead.
For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
So those enemies hate God. He said they have lifted up the head. Go ahead.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
So they said that God's enemies have taken crafty counsel against his people. Meaning they've come together to think of divisive ways to destroy his people. Go ahead.
And consorted against thy hidden ones.
Thy hidden ones. Why do they call God's people hidden ones? Because those people, God's people don't know who they are, and then also his enemies don't want us to know who we are. They don't want us to know who we are. Because remember, we read in Deuteronomy that we were above all people.
Right.
We're better at every single thing.
That's right.
If we decide to play hockey tomorrow, we would take over the whole thing.
Right. That's right.
Baseball, basketball. We started everything we do. Everything we touch is the best thing on this planet. Music, everything.
Right.
Because we're God's chosen people. Nobody's better than our people. Nobody's better than us. Bring it out. But check out but stick around for a second. What you about to do? Watch these fireworks? You got 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes. Go ahead.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
That's the key point. He said, let us cut them off from being a nation. So now you call yourself African American, you call yourself black, you call yourself a Negro. I'm just saying in general, right? So our people call ourselves by different names. He said we're gonna cut them off from being a nation. So we know we can no longer identify with each other. Remember, looking at this sign right here, right? You got Native Americans, you got Nigerians, you got all Haitians, you got Hispanics. We don't see ourselves as the same as them because they cut us off from being a nation. We no longer identify as a brother of the Hispanic man, of the Mexicans, of the Native Americans. They're no longer brothers to us. Not even our own people. A lot of us see each other as enemies. A lot of times we'll ask our people, who are your enemies? They'll say, my brother, that nigga over there. Why? Because that's who they see as an enemy. And they love the people that put them in oppression, but they hate their own people.
Right.
They've been bred that way. Has anybody had a Willie Lynch with them? Anybody had a Willie Lynch with them?
Yes, sir.
Nobody? Grab it. Grab it for me. Where we at? Finish it out.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
So prior to the day, none of y'all called yourself by the name Israel, right? He said that he would no longer be in remembrance. Meaning nobody remember who they were. Prior to me understanding this, I didn't call myself Israel. I have a last name that I call myself by, right? But I didn't know that I was this people until I opened up the Bible and read it.
That's right.
Because they remember that, like the brother said, there's churches on every single corner.
Right.
And they teach you that image right there. See that image right there on the left? Who is that? Who is that? Is that Jesus? Yeah, Elijah, is that Jesus? You don't know it? I'm glad you said that because I'm going to show you today. Because a lot of people say Jesus has no color.
Right.
They say that he's Middle Eastern. He's probably like an olive color.
Right.
They do everything they can to not say that Christ looked like a nigga.
That's right.
That's why he looks just like us. He looks just like us.
That's right.
What we got? Hey, Officer Uriah, come over here. I need you to find something for me. Go to Revelations 1 real quick. About the things they did about. I want to show you the image of Christ real quick. All right, really quick. 1 and 14. Go ahead.
Revelation chapter 1 verse 14. His head and his hair were white like wool.
So he's giving us, John is giving us the image of Christ. A lot of people say that they don't know what he looks like. He said his head was white like wool. So white and woolly. White and woolly. So the image on that left, does that look white and woolly to you? No. Well, I guess on my left, but you're right. Does it look white and woolly? That one does, right? That one does. Go ahead.
As white as snow.
As white as snow, or fully gray. That's how his hair was. Go ahead.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire. And his feet like unto fine brass.
So it said his feet were like unto fine brass. What is fine brass? What color is fine brass? It's like a derivative of, it's some type of brown, right? He said his feet were like fine brass. Go ahead.
As if they burned in a furnace.
So if you take that brown brass and you burn it in a furnace, what color is it going to be? Huh? It's going to be black. It's going to be black, right? If I take a white shirt and I burn it in the furnace, it's going to be what color? It's going to be black. Anything you burn is going to turn out black. So where are we getting this image from?
In there.
Where are we getting this image from? From them. So does the image of Christ even matter?
Yes.
You say no?
Yes.
So if it doesn't matter, why is it in the Bible? Why is it specified what color he was? And if it doesn't matter, why did they make him white instead of black?
That's right.
Huh? So I'm saying, does it matter what color Christ is, though?
Y'all know what color Christ is?
So it matters what color Christ is, right? Because they changed that color and made it a different color.
That's right.
Why would they make him white?
So that's what we teach.
For them.
And we teach
But on top of that, they want us to see them as God.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models.